Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to have you here, guys. As you can see from the title, today I want to share my thoughts about a very popular fragrance here in the Middle Eastern fragrance community on YouTube, and I'm talking about Mahir by Lattafa. Uh, let's take a moment to look at this bottle. I do have to say the bottle is really beautiful. I do really enjoy this bottle. I think it looks great. It looks very luxurious. Honestly, it's the kind of bottle that you want to display it, so your friends can see it. But yes, guys, I will talk about how this one smells, what I can get from the scent. Then I will talk about the performance. Then I will talk about the unique factor, if this one is a unique fragrance or not. This one is quite popular here on YouTube, I have to say. I think mainly for the bottle, because this is definitely the kind of bottle that catches your eye for sure. I mean, when you do your online shopping, and you see this kind of bottle from Lattafa, keep in mind, Lattafa is a very affordable fragrance company from the Middle East, So we're not talking about luxury fragrances here, we're talking about very affordable fragrances. So to see such a beautiful bottle, of course it catches your eye, At least it caught my eye. Now guys, I don't have the bottle, I have a 4 ml decant of this fragrance. First of all, if you look on Fragrantica, the notes are completely messed up there, so do not buy this fragrance expecting to get something that smells like the notes on Fragrantica. The notes there are wrong. Yes, this is quite a fragrance, honestly. I have tested this one on paper, I have tested this one on skin, and I would highly advise you to test this one on skin. A little disclaimer, guys. When I first got this decant, to be honest, and I've smelled it, I found it very synthetic. And in the first few minutes, it was really bothering. Not because of the scent that is very complex or anything like that, but because it had a very synthetic, sharp opening. So with this one, I would actually advise you to spray it on your skin, leave it 1 or 2 minutes there, only after that go in and have a sniff, because otherwise, if you spray it, I see a lot of people they spray their fragrances and then in the next second they're and all you get is the alcohol, and then you won't even be able to smell the fragrance properly after that. So yes, do apply this one on your skin, wait 1 or 2 minutes, and after that go in and have a sniff. For this one, I will actually read you the notes to have an overall impression of this one. This one in the opening has bergamot, it has some spices, it has amber, then you have oud, you have rose, sandalwood, vanilla, you have some balsams, you have some resins, you have caramel, you have leather, oud again, tonka bean, patchouli, you have musk, and then you have frankincense. Now, first of all, this one, it's quite a complex fragrance. Okay, so this one opens up very sharp, and what I find very interesting about this one is that, at least to my nose, in the opening this one has a sweet, sour, sharp accord that basically stays all throughout the fragrance, but in the opening you can actually smell it the most. The opening can be a bit challenging depending on what is your tolerance when it comes to heavier Middle Eastern fragrances, If you are just starting out with Middle Eastern fragrances, I think you will find the opening a bit bothering. But if you are used to heavier fragrances, then I don't think that you will find the opening bothering. But just keep in mind that it has this very distinct sweet, sour, sharp note that you will get it all throughout. You will get this one the most in the opening, then it will tone down, but it's still there. Basically, to me, guys, you have this vibe from Oud Mood, you have this vibe from Oud El Sayad, you have this vibe from Bawadi, you have this vibe from Sheikh Al Shuyuk, you have all of this together. Basically, I feel they took bits and pieces of other fragrances, they put them together, and then they put this sweet, sour, sharp note. And then you have Mahir, okay? This is what I get to my nose. It's sweet, but it's not that sweet. I feel the sweetness is very toned down by that sharp aspect that you get. This fragrance, first of all, it's dark. It starts a bit citrusy in the opening. Like I said, sharp, sweet, sour, citrusy opening. Then, as it stays on your skin, basically it gets warmer and it gets denser. but I don't think that necessarily it gets darker. I don't know if it's just my nose or not, but I can actually smell the leather note more here than the oud. But the overall vibe that it gives me, like the leather here, it's a bit industrial. It has like this, it's almost like it's unfinished. Yes, it has this unfinished touch to it. I had to take a little break, but basically what I was telling you is that after the very challenging opening, should I say, this one actually becomes a very wearable fragrance. So if like after let's say like after half an hour, this is a wearable fragrance. It loses that sharp aspect. It tones down very much. It loses that harshness overall, and this actually gets to a very wearable fragrance. Now, to me, after the opening, this one, it loses the unique quality basically, because I have other fragrances that like more or less have the similar vibe, you know. The oud to me, guys, it's not funky, it's not barnyard, it's not medicinal, but it's there in the background basically to just support the other notes. The oud is not bothering to my nose, it does not bother me at all, and I don't think that the oud in this one can be too much, honestly, even if you don't like oud. But what I do get a lot is the leather note. The leather here, it smells quite chemical, if that makes sense. I don't know, it has like a very sharp, distinct aspect. But even if you do not like leather, I think you can still pull this one off. I can detect some florals. This one gets lighter, it's spicy. This is a spicy fragrance. I don't know if I've mentioned this one, but it has like a spicy hint, but like almost like a spicy powdery hint, you know, but like not your typical powdery fragrance. This one has just like a powdery hint. This is the kind of fragrance that even though it screams in the opening, it's like, I'm here, smell me, you know, but I feel like it tones down pretty fast. So the opening, to be honest, is the most challenging part. It's a bit like, wow, like you're like, whoa, what is this, you know? If we're talking about performance, on my skin, I can get from 5 to 6 hours on this one. If I prep my skin, I can get from 5 to 6 hours. On clothes, easily a full day wear. If you overspray this one I feel like it will project. It is the kind of fragrance that can fill a room, but only if you overspray it. If we're talking about gender, to me, this is a unisex, but here I have to make a disclaimer. Like, the thing with unisex fragrances, guys, like, this is a true unisex, okay? And I feel like when I say like a true unisex, women who only like sweeter fragrances will think this one is masculine, but to me it's not. I mean, I could totally pull this fragrance off. I could wear it, you know, but if, let's say, okay, I will give you an example. If you think oud mood is unisex, okay, let's say oud mood is unisex, okay? But if we're talking like stereotypically speaking, oud mood is sweeter and it leans more feminine. It's a unisex that leans more feminine. Now this one, to me, is a true unisex, but it leans more on the masculine side than on the feminine side. Especially in the opening, it leans quite a bit masculine, but still, to me, it's a unisex. I mean, if you love the scent, you can wear it. If you're a man, if you're a woman, it does not matter, you know, you could wear it. Now, guys, this one, with how unique this one is, it's very subjective, because it all comes down to what fragrances are you familiar with. Are you familiar with Middle Eastern fragrances? If this is like the first time you're trying out a Middle Eastern fragrance, yes, you will find this one very unique. You will find this one very like the opposite of your typical designer scent. But if you are like familiar with Middle Eastern fragrances, if you're familiar with the house of Lattafa, if you're familiar with this fragrance DNA, then honestly, for me, this is not a very unique fragrance. I mean, I can legit, guys, like I can smell bits and pieces that are from other fragrances, and they're just like here, put all here in the same bottle. They topped this one off with that sharp accord that I was telling you about, and bam, you have a new fragrance, you know. It's not that unique, okay? But guys, keep in mind that I've smelled hundreds of fragrances. I have a lot of samples. I have a lot of Middle Eastern fragrances in my collection. I've smelled a lot in the shop, you know, so this one to me is not as unique. Who I think would suit this fragrance? And let's talk a bit about the versatility. To me, this is a very elegant and like demanding fragrance. no matter if you're a woman, no matter if you're a man, you have to be very confident within yourself to wear a fragrance like this, you know. I would picture this fragrance with like an all black outfit, or like I would associate this one with like a leather jacket or leather pants or something that has this vibe, you know. I don't think that this is the kind of fragrance that as a woman you can wear it with flowy dresses, you know. This is not a girly scent. Keep this in mind. This is not a girly scent. Is it something extraordinary? Is it something out of this world? Is it something that you have to get your hands on immediately? If you ask me, no, I don't think it is. But if we're talking about the bottle, yes, the bottle is gorgeous, like I've said. I think the bottle is very beautiful. I think the bottle is very elegant. It looks very luxurious. This one, again, it has a luxurious smell, but it has something very sharp in the opening that puts me off a bit. Not that it's bothering to me, but I don't know. I have other fragrances that have this similar DNA that I can enjoy a bit more. Is it something that I will just run and grab a full bottle of this one? Honestly, for me, no. But keep in mind that I have in my collection Oud Mood, I have Sheikh Al Shuyuk, I have decants of Oud Al Sayad, I also have Shagaf Rawat Al Oud. Basically, they have like similar bits and pieces. I'm not saying that this one smells like them, like all the other that I've mentioned, but they do share quite a few resemblances, you know. But overall, this one is more brute, is more, I would say, like raw and sharp than the other ones. The other ones, I would say, are a bit more safer, while this one is, I feel like this one, for someone who's just starting out with Middle Eastern fragrances, can be a bit challenging. If we're talking about seasons, guys, typically I think this is your winter, colder months kind of fragrance, but if you ask me, I could wear this one in the summer as well without any issues. Of course, like, I would mind maybe the number of sprays I do, but besides that, if I were to compare this one to the other ones that I've mentioned so far, I would say that this one overall is your more unrefined, or like less refined version, a bit more brute, in your face, masculine leaning version of those. Overall, guys, to me, it's a great scent. Is it the most unique one? No. Is it the most challenging one? No. Is it the most refined one? No. Is it the most, is this one a fragrance that you absolutely need to have in your collection? If I'm being very, very honest, and if you ask me, no. But this one is still a beautiful fragrance from the house of Lattafa. The bottle is gorgeous. This is the kind of bottle that, again, you want to display it, you know. It's beautiful, it smells great. Only a confident person can pull this one off. It is a little bit more elegant, but you have to be very confident to wear this kind of fragrances. This is a loud fragrance. This is a fragrance that will scream. This is a fragrance that it will project. If you want this kind of fragrance, you could easily check this one out. If you are really looking for unique fragrances, I would actually advise you to go for Qaid or for Majd Al Sultan. Those are very unique fragrances. But again, those fragrances are not for everybody. You do have to enjoy fragrances that are different to enjoy those two. Like, I hope I've mentioned everything. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. If I have, I will put my thoughts in the description down below. If you have any questions in regards to this fragrance, put them down below, and I promise that I will get back to you guys. I absolutely love the fact that this channel is growing, the community here is growing. I love that we help each other. I love that we interact with each other. I love that, like, I just love the vibe here in this community. I feel like it's very relaxed. I feel like it's very non-judgmental. We can talk openly about fragrances, even though we have different perspectives on some fragrances. We could still talk about them, you know. So yes, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is everything I wanted to tell you. Please like the video if you've enjoyed it, because it really helps me a lot with the algorithm. So yes, guys, thank you, and I want to wish you an amazing day wherever you are. Bye. Mwah.